back or welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So as you can tell from today's title, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me for a night out edition. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so this is how we're starting. As you can see, quite different to how you just saw me in the previous clip. And I don't even know how that's going to look yet. So yeah, I'm basically just going to start by doing my makeup. We're then going to move on to hair and then finally outfit. I don't actually have that long to get ready. I have like an hour, so it's going to be quite quick, hopefully. Also, I have got like questions as well from Teen Vogue, because I was going to put this on my Instagram story but I actually forgot. So I'm just going to do like a random Q&A and get ready with me. Okay, so it's actually my friend's 21st tonight. I'm not staying out that late, well at least I don't plan on it. And I actually am off the drink with nearly a month now. I know that probably seems like absolutely nothing to some people, but I just feel like last year I went through a stage where I just felt like every time I went out I was drinking, and I was drinking like so excessively. And to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of alcohol. For me personally, I just never have agreed with it, and I always suffer like really bad hangovers. And to be honest, I was spending so much money on alcohol that it made me question like what I was doing with my life. So we're off the alcohol. So it's going to be a sober night out for me, and I actually did a sober night the other night as well, and I really enjoyed it until my heels started coming at me. So we're actually not wearing heels tonight, which is a first for Katie. I'm also going to talk through the products that I'm using. So for skin prep, of course, I'm gone in with the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm. So yeah, at the moment my skin is highly dehydrated, so this really keeps the moisture back in my skin. And I've also just put on a refresher spray from Skin Proud. So I'm going to let that set in for a few minutes, and I'm going to answer the first question. Okay, first question is actually, where did you grow up? This is a nice and easy one. So I grew up in Cork for my whole life, and I'm still here, so that says a lot. I have lived in our current house since the age of like I think 2, and I previously lived in another area of Cork when I was quite small, and obviously don't remember that much of. Also, apologies about the lighting. My ring light is actually up in Alex's, so we're just doing what we can with what we got. So yeah, I've lived kind of in this area my whole life. It's quite close to the city, which is really nice and handy. Personally, I'd actually prefer to live in the countryside. I very much am a home bird in the sense of I love being at home, and I feel like I'd love to live by like a beach or something. So that's something I definitely would like to do in the future. I am also really mad to build my own house, so that is something also on my list. So hopefully I will achieve that. I know everyone has these big elaborate dreams, and I'm just a believer that you can make it all happen. So that's what we're going to aim to do in the next few years of my life. Zoom me in a small bit more just so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just sticking up my brows with the Brows by Julie Brow Jelly. She is a brow artist based in Cork, and her product is amazing. Can't go a day without using it. It is incredible. And then I'm going in with the Be Perfect Indestructible Brow Eye Pencil. I've actually worked with Be Perfect on numerous occasions, and I do have a discount code across all of their products. You will see from this makeup look that I do use quite a lot of Be Perfect stuff, and that would be just day to day, not even just for the video, but it's part of like my every kind of day makeup routine. And then also my going out makeup, I use quite a lot of their stuff. So if you do want to shop any of these products, I will leave links down below to the Be Perfect website, and you can use my code on screen for 20% off. Okay, the next question is, where is your happy place? For me, I definitely think it's my room and like my bed. The reason I say that is when I'm like in my room and you know in my bed, I just feel like comfort. Like I feel comfortable with my surroundings. I feel inspired by my surroundings when I'm in my room. Like I feel like I'm really creative in my room. And also I just feel relaxed. I feel like I live a very busy life, which don't get me wrong, I absolutely love and would not change. But there are parts of me that sometimes can find myself like too overworked, and I do tend to like be on the go all the time. Like I do get that a lot. Obviously with being a student and studying dentistry, that is a very full-on course, and the fact I live at home I really like, because it allows me to kind of de-stress from that. Then you have also the fact that I like kind of run a social media business through like my own Instagram, and like through working with other brands and doing other brands' Instagrams. So it's quite on the go. And then I do work part-time as well, so my lifestyle is very much a busy life, which, don't get me wrong, would not change and I absolutely love. But that's why I feel like when I'm in my room, it just allows me to be like creative, and also allows me to just relax when needs to be. So I really enjoy being in my room. I would say my home is definitely my comfort place, and where I feel like the happiest. And then also I'd actually say surrounded by the sea. I don't know what it is about the sea, not even just in nature in general, but by the sea, like in a beach. I just feel like this connected sense, like I just feel like I'm like connected to the world. I know this sounds like really weird, and people are probably going to be like, oh my god, like what is she on about? But something about being like walking on the sand, or just like on the beach with like your family or like your dog or whatever, I just feel like it just brings out a different like comfort state in me. Okay, the next question is, if you had 1 hour left to live, what would you do? That's actually such like a scary question. I actually not that I think about death a lot, because I definitely don't, but like it really is a scary concept. I don't think, like, some people just aren't afraid of dying, but I think for me it's like a case of, I actually really don't know. I think my genuine answer would be spend it with people I love, like spend time with like my family, my dog. Like honestly, I think that really just goes to show like what the most important thing in life is, and that's like who you surround yourself with. Friends, yes, but family as well. Like I'm really lucky to have a really good relationship with my family, and like we all get on. There's 6 of us in like my primary household. I have 3 siblings, my mom, my dad and myself, so like plays a major role in my life in general. So I definitely think if I was on death's door and I had 1 hour left to live, I would just spend it surrounded by people I absolutely love, and probably at home if at all possible. I feel like that would just be the perfect place, you know, to spend my last hour, like where I feel most comfortable and surrounded by people who I love. Wow, that turned really morbid. I actually haven't gone through any of the products I just used. So I used the Be Perfect Perfection Primer in Golden Glow, and I actually mixed that with 2 different foundations. I mixed it with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC30, and I also mixed it with the Rimmel London Lasting Finish in the shade 103 True Ivory. And then for concealer, I've just gone in with the Be Perfect Chroma Cover. This is the shade N2, I believe. Yeah, I literally have about 4 of these in my current collection. I'm obsessed with it. It's such a good concealer. And then the brush I'm actually using is also Be Perfect. This is, if anyone wants to know, the BPF16. I love this for like blending out concealer. Okay, next question is, how do you cheer yourself up? To be honest, I try to live a very positive life. Like I am of the belief that, you know, you only live once, obviously, and I try to just make every day the best as possible. Like I will give you an example. Yesterday I actually just had the worst day. Like things just kept going wrong for me, and I was just getting really frustrated at life in general. And then I actually just stopped to think, you know what, this could be worse. Like why am I stressing? Why am I panicked? These things were like completely out of my control. Some days we just have a bad day, and that's okay. I just felt like yesterday everything went wrong for me. Like anything that could have possibly gone wrong yesterday went wrong. But look, like these things happen, and nobody was hurt at the end of the day. You know, I was late to work. Our lecture ran over time. Then I got to work and I was just freaked, because I was like, oh my god, like how am I going to work around my new college timetable and work a part-time job? Because obviously my course is quite full on, but I am repeating second year, so you would think my timetable is like very limited, because I'm not repeating every module, I'm only repeating 2. But in saying that, those modules are still on every single day of the week, so it's trying to like work a 20-hour part-time contract around that is proving quite difficult at the moment. But look, I'm hoping that we'll just live and learn, and that I was late to work and probably won't, hopefully it won't happen again. but that's just how life is, and I just realized I have zero control over that. So yeah, I was really stressed yesterday. Do you think money can buy happiness? No. I think money can buy you material goods, but at the end of the day, if you don't have good surroundings, there's not much money can do for you. I do think people with a lot of money do hold more power, in the sense of they have a little bit more control over how events will plan out in their life. Take hospital bills, for example. If you have money, then that's not something you should worry about, whereas if you're someone who kind of struggles with money, then obviously that's still going to be a worry for you. I don't think money can buy happiness, but I do think money can alleviate stress, in the sense of, I feel like people who struggle financially are constantly stressed about, especially with like the cost of living and everything like that. Like, if you do struggle financially, it's more a case of like, how am I going to deal with everything? How am I going to pay the bills? Especially when you have to provide for like a family. Like, I do think money is such a big worry for a lot of people. That's why I think for me in my 20s, I am trying to be a little bit more mindful of how I'm spending my money, and like making sure I'm saving money and things like that. But yeah, money is definitely a stressor for a lot of people. So I think money can help some scenarios, but I don't think it fixes everything. And to me, it can buy you happiness, it can buy you materialistic items and things like that, but can it alleviate stresses that people experience? 100%. Do you think of yourself as an optimist or a pessimist? I totally think I'm an optimist, and I know I kind of touched on this earlier, but for me, like, you really do only get one life, and I like to look at everything, and I know that can be really annoying because sometimes people are frustrated and it's like, oh my god, Katie, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, because I do try to make my life as much as possible sunshine and rainbows, in the sense of, like, if something bad happens to me, I try not to dwell on the bad and just think of what could have gone worse, or, you know, looking on the bright side of things is what I tend to do typically. So I would definitely think I'm an optimist over a pessimist. However, are there times where you need to be pessimistic? Sure. Like, you know, people get frustrated sometimes and they just need to let that emotion out, and sometimes hearing, you know, that the grass is greener on the other side from an optimist like me isn't the best thing to hear. So I don't think there's kind of two sides to it, but for me personally, I'm definitely much more of an optimist than a pessimist, in my personal opinion. What is your favourite dish to cook? I am not gonna lie, I've turned into a bit of a chef the last couple of weeks. I've really been enjoying like cooking my own dinners and things, but I think for me, my favourite thing to cook is probably a Nando's takeaway, because I am obsessed with Nando's. Like, if I could eat one takeaway meal for the rest of my life, it would be a Nando's. And then aside from that, I would say probably a pasta dish. I really enjoy pasta. Like, pasta is just such a comfort food. So like anything pasta really. Most attracted to in another person. Obviously I'm literally 20, so I feel like I don't have like loads of experience with like kind of knowing what I'm looking for. Like, I feel like your 20s are kind of your years to figure that out. But if I was like to think of what I look for in someone, definitely someone who's driven. I could never ever settle with someone who just doesn't have like a hobby or doesn't have a passion for something, no matter what that is. Like, I'm not saying you need to be academically driven, because not everyone is academically driven, but I mean, you need to be motivated by something, you need to be working towards something, you need to have like goals and ambitions, be passionate about something in your life. That's definitely a huge thing for me. So I would just say that you're respectful. Like, I could never ever ever be with someone who was like rude to a waiter, or like thought it was like funny to make jokes about certain things. Like, I just feel like there's a level of maturity there that shows when people act like that. So for me, definitely being driven, like having like a passion, and just being a kind person. Like, in terms of like personality, that's kind of what I'm attracted to, I suppose. In terms of looks, I actually would say completely different. Like, anyone who I've been with in the past, they all look so different. So I don't know if there's anyone in particular. My friends would probably say someone who works in trades, which is hilarious because that's always who I end up going for. But that just happens to be a thing. I don't think people that work in trade like look a certain way, so I don't know. But yeah, for me that'd be it. What celebrity would you switch lives with? Honestly, I don't actually know. Like, I'd love to say Molly May, but only because I think she lives like such a cool life, and like the fact she's like a little baby now. But to be fair, I actually think Molly May puts up with quite a lot in terms of like, Tommy is always away training, and that must be like really hard for her, like to basically single parent while he's away. And I know like that must be hard for any single parent. I'm not saying just Molly May in particular. But I feel like she lives a very interesting life. I really like kind of her lines of work. Like she works kind of in fashion, and she also works like with her own brand, her tanning company, and she does like a lot of kind of YouTube bits, and I love a good YouTuber. So for me, probably be her. What is your go-to karaoke song? Guys, that's my toxic trait, is like I will perform a full-on concert if I am drunk. Like, it's literally a toxic trait of mine. My go-to karaoke song depends. So if I'm singing with Amy, typically when we do karaoke together, we have a song. It's I Will Survive. That is our song. And that would be like my joint karaoke song with Amy. If I was doing it by myself, probably be Valerie by Amy Winehouse. There are videos circulating of that, which is quite scary. What else? I do love a bit of ABBA. Or what's that one? Making my way down south, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homegrown. That one's quite good. The next one is, if you could have dinner with anyone alive or dead, who would it be? I feel like anyone who knows me well enough will know the answer. Stephen Bartlett. I think this man is a modern day genius. Just in the sense of, I love how he is so young and he has his life so together, and he really prioritizes his health, learning. He has sat in front of like the greatest minds on the planet, and he has all of this information in his brain, and I'm like, I would love to pick your brain on everything. So Stephen Bartlett for me, 100%. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break from answering some questions and just run through the products I use very quickly, because I actually realised I didn't show you any of them. So you've gone through foundation and concealer. To cream bronze, I've then used the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Suede. I've used this for the last like 6-7 years. It is amazing. Then after I cream bronze, I went in with the liquid blush by Be Perfect. This is the cheek blush in the shade Just Peachy. Then I went in with the powder. I went in with my Laura Mercier. I actually have the bigger one here. That's my smaller one. Is this the bigger one? Then I went back in with another concealer just to kind of brighten it up, and that was the Multitasker Concealer by Rimmel in the shade 020 Fair. Then I went back in with some blush. This is the Be Perfect Scorched Blush in the shade Heat. And then I went in with the mascara. I have nothing on my eyelashes, like no fake lashes. These are my own lashes. Please ignore the one on top of the mascara, let me wipe that. It is the Rituals Miracle 3-in-1 mascara. I'm obsessed with this mascara. Like, the results speak for themselves. Stunning. And then to finish it all off, I've just gone in with my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus to spritz it all in. To be honest, that's kind of all I do for my makeup. I tend to leave it like this. I will pop on something on my lips afterwards, but we're not going to do eyes or anything tonight. And then I'm going to take down my hair. We're going to do my hair first, and then we move back to the lips when my hair is done. Okay, so just before I curl my hair, I'm going to go with the Voodoo's Defenders. This is a heat protectant. It also smells unreal. And then I'm going to go in with the Dry Texture Spray. This is the Prep Top stuff. This needs to get rid of my roots. Well, it's going to go in with a bit of Alpha Perf. This is Texturizing Dry Shampoo. Also, I know I literally look grey right now, but just trust the process. And before I brush any of that out, I'm just going to put some in the back as well. Perfect. And then we're just going to rub all that dry shampoo in to my hair. I think I'm going to time lapse this just so it's that bit quicker. And then I will come back after. Hello guys! So obviously my camera died, so I couldn't record the hair, but this is the finished hair. Obviously it's really short, so I'm going to brush it out and it will drop a bit, but now it's time to move on to the fit. Okay, so this is obviously the fit for the moment, which you can't go out in. Now it is absolutely freezing outside, so I want to wear something that I am A, really warm in, and B, also like look put together in. So I'm actually thinking, I got these new pair of leather jeans, I'm thinking of wearing those. So I think we're going to start with these maybe. These are from Sabita. Okay, I'm thinking potentially an all black outfit because you can't really go too far wrong really. So this is like a bodysuit. Now it is like a bit of a low neck, but I think then a blazer over. Let's just try it on. Okay, so I finally come up with an outfit. So we've gone for the same bodysuit and leather jeans, and then I decided to dress it up with a blazer. It's just from Zara. I'm also wearing these like mules. They're really, really small mules. From Penny. I don't know if you can see them here, but they're really small shoes. And then for my bag, I think I'm gonna bring my Coach. I think this is the finished look. I'm quite happy with it. It's very me, my style. So yeah, I'm happy enough with this. If there is any questions you have on the makeup used or the outfit or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. I would also really appreciate it if you could take 2 minutes to subscribe. It really does help me build the channel and it motivates me to keep going, so that would be amazing if you could. And yeah, you can also follow me on my social medias here and here, and I hope to see you all in my very next video. Bye.